Hi guys, it's Emma Williams here, former pupil and patron of Stage 84, the Yorkshire School of Performing Arts. I am speaking to you from the Cinderella dressing room of the Alhambra Theatre in Bradford, where I'm currently on tour with an officer and a gentleman playing Paula Pokrifki. The story of an officer and a gentleman is quite a gritty one, quite a dark one, that we've turned into a new musical featuring a load of 80s hits and classics with a live band and a cast of 22. It's about a young guy called Zach Mayo who's trained to become a naval air cadet, and along the way this bad boy meets Sergeant Foley, who is his drill instructor, who slowly helps turn him into an officer, and Paula Pokrifki, local factory working girl, who turns him into a gentleman. I've really enjoyed getting to explore my rock voice on this show. It's not something I've ever had a chance to sing very much, and when you get to belt out Alone by heart 8 times a week, it's pretty damn thrilling, frankly. Paula's a great character. She's very strong, she's very independent, and she's quite feisty, and I like playing women in musical theatre who have sort of a strong sense of who they are. So often in the older canon, they're a little more wishy-washy, waiting for a guy to rescue them, and she's not that girl. The tour's going really well. It's our penultimate venue. We finish in Glasgow next week. We were in Ipswich last week. The hardest thing I think about weekly touring is the constant travelling, and also because if you're going to a different place every week, then you've still got to find your feet, find where you're staying, what you're doing. So for me, being back in West Yorkshire is really useful because I've got loads of friends and family here for me. I particularly enjoyed the fact that wherever we go, we get a different sense of the show from the audience, because audiences in the north are very different to audiences in the south, the east, the west. There's something that everybody likes to tune into, whether it's the music in one particular area or whether it's the comedy or the drama, and the end reaction though is always the same: full standing ovation, which is pretty cool. I am thrilled to be back at the Bradford Alhambra. My last time performing here was, I think, 17 years ago, playing Mrs. Anna in The King and I for Stage 84. I got to wear that amazing gold dress and dance around that incredible stage to a packed house with my lovely friend Giles playing the King. And it was the most glorious experience, and it was the last show that I did pretty much before I became a professional. So to be back here finally as a professional on this stage feels like almost like coming home, frankly. I seem to recall that production, we had about 300 kids from Stage 84 playing the King's children. March of the Siamese Children went on for about 6 minutes. My time in between shows, it depends on what I've been doing. If we've got a long break, I like to go for a run, maybe half an hour, just to get some fresh air, get out of the space. I'll often redo my makeup if it needs a bit of work on it. Eat, you've got to eat. I love a good cup of coffee. I like to read to just kind of relax my mind. And sometimes if we've got a long drive ahead of us, say the other week we did Plymouth through to Ipswich after 2 shows, I'll have a nap, if I'm honest. I'll have a little nana nap because sometimes you just need it, frankly. I think what audiences love most about Officer and Gentleman is the fact that they have this incredible soundtrack of often of their youth, of these brilliant, brilliant songs played by our live band. And it's a really romantic story, but it's actually quite dark and quite gritty. And I think that means that there's something for the ladies, something for the men. There's nothing better than coming out at the end and finding the front row like ugly crying, like it makes my night when I see that, frankly. But I think there really is something for everyone. We're gonna take your heart, tear it up, rip it and break it into a million pieces, and then we're just going to put it all back together again and send you home with a really, really good high. If you want to come see Officer and Gentleman, we are at the Bradford Alhambra all of this week until Saturday, and then we go to Glasgow, so if anybody fancies coming to Scotland, go there. You can book tickets at the Bradford Alhambra website, and you can get online to book them, or you can come down to the box office, but don't call me because I've not got any. Sorry. I hope I'll see you here soon. Thank you so much, and lots of love.